Hello and welcome to another assembly guide, this time for the pike, as in the freshwater fish that tastes very good, not the spike. As always, with a regular stringer, you're gonna need some rubber band, scissors, a lighter, probably maybe a hammer, maybe pliers, however your printer fit happens to happen. I can't control how well your printer extrudes, and everything is a little bit different, so sometimes tolerances may vary. In case they don't fit, you can of course resize these pins just by scaling them in your slicer, just by 1% or 2 maybe. For rubber band I recommend this stuff. I can get it on German Amazon here, so the brand is OKI. I'm not sponsored, it just works the best. 4mm diameter. Okay, other stuff about printing, everything just regular printing as always, no supports. 3 walls, 20% gyroid infill, all very standard except for this part. This thing needs 6 walls because you're gonna yank it, so it needs to be a bit more stable, especially with shitty filament. Other stuff is, of course, I also put these labeled pins here. There's another A here. I need to remove that for the final product. But yeah, there's little letters everywhere that indicate which thing you need. For example, this is a C that belongs back here. There's a C. I also put them in groups for the different colors, so you don't have a bunch of orange spots all over the blaster. So it all looks more or less uniform and nice. Okay, let's begin with the simple part. I'm gonna try to build this thing in like more segments, so I don't have one giant blaster that I have to tie out under the camera. So yeah, gonna start by building the stock. So you have this weird little block thing, and you push that in there. Make sure these line up. This can go in the other way, but then you see it won't line up. So, like that. And we take the cap. You can probably print this out of TPU if you want it. And just stick that on there. Then you need pin A, pin A, pin C, pin C. There, pin C. As always with stuff that's printed flat, this had some flaring around it almost. Oh, this is going better. I like it if I just have to like slightly tap it in. It almost feels like my printer was too close to the bed there. So that's pin A and another pin A. Okay. Next up, can we take this as well? So you take this long bit, put it there, and you stack this on top. Pin A, pin A. In yellow this time again. These are kind of tight fits sometimes. It's the fit problems I'm having are probably this orange filament. This is the last of the Creality Solane I'm having. You can see it's very rough surface, almost like fuzzy skin. So that's most likely why this doesn't fit that well in this iteration, because I've tried it with other filaments before and it works fine. I also print stuff in PETG now sometimes to test if it works. So that's probably that. Okay, these all secure with pin A, but you only need these 2 here to secure the rear of the stock. The other 2 go in here later on when we get to that spot. But that's the stock assembly. We're gonna set that aside for now. Right, next up we're gonna assemble the trigger. So you take the trigger core part here. Damn, this filament is so incredibly bad. and you just wedge them around like this. So you have your trigger down here, and this needs to point upwards. And then you have these pins labeled B. Oh my god, that doesn't fit at all. I hate Creality filament. There we go. I can make it work. Just a little tap down. So here you see how different printing material qualities affect the fit of stuff. When I made this out of fairly good PETG, I could just stick it together and it would hold just fine. But this stuff, I'm kind of afraid it may also be a little bit brittle. But yeah, that's the thing. You need pin P, pin B. You only have 3 of those in that color, so that should be easy to find. And you stick that through these bottom 2 slits, like that. And you take the last pin B, your trigger, well, the physical trigger, not the trigger link or whatever you may want to call it. You stick one of these spacers on and put the trigger on like that. Another spacer, and then you shimmy this together so you have these little bits sticking out the side. And then you wedge that in between here, just put it aside a little bit. This should move freely. If it doesn't, just give it a bit of lubricant. So, that's good so far. Next up, we're gonna add the rear end. So the way we do this is we take the rear, of course, and stick in these 3 reinforcement bars. Just like that. And you need to secure them with a pin A and a pin B. So that should be a pin B. Yes. And a pin A. There we go. Now, you just stick that through here. Should just go together with a slight bit of friction. Yeah, you may see some loose filament strands sticking out there. They may also be in this channel, so maybe take a flathead screwdriver and just push that through there a couple times to ensure this all goes smoothly and your priming bars don't get stuck. Like this works just fine, but if there's too many saggy lines down there, it probably won't go through that well, and yeah, it'll get stuck. Okay, next up, we're gonna take this part, just add bit of loop in these tracks, like that. Take this priming bar, take this priming bar, got lubricant all over the place. And then we put the priming bars through these holes up here. This would be way easier if I grabbed it back there, like that. Push that forward a bit so it doesn't stick up and out, like that. Okay, now we need some kind of little helper tool. I like using these screwdriver bits. We need to center our trigger. Whoops, sorry for that. So why won't you come down? Oh, it's stuck there, up here. There we go. Was folded up. Okay. Now once we kinda see the hole for that trigger, we can put our helper tool through, see if we have engaged the trigger at all. That looks good. And also, of course, if the bars for the reinforcement are also lined up, but they are, then we take a pin A, and just while the tool is still in there, push that through. I saw some saggy lines in there, so that's gonna be a bit rough. Oh god. Oh, it moved out of the way, so. If this linkage wasn't so damn hard to assemble, it works really well, but it's hard to build. Anyways, pin B up top. There we go. Okay, now we can assemble the whole priming mechanism. So the fun part first. We put this cap over this and put this really short pin on. Should look like that. Now, depending on where you want this thing, you may have to, like, if you're a lefty, you need to reprint these two parts, just mirror. And yeah, the way you assemble this is you take this part and slide in that like so. Now this has a certain orientation. This needs to be on top. This goes on like that, so the string can go under there. And this needs to be on the left side of that. So this engages with that. Right. Then we need one pin A. This one. And put that into this little part. That is the same mechanism as in a smiley. That is just a restraint so it doesn't like fall over. Okay, now we put that through here, put that there, make sure this is all engaging, and then we can push that together. So that should move more or less freely, and yeah, that's it. Then we can add this part up top. That is our side-by-side reinforcement, so it doesn't wobble as much. Grab some lubrication, because that thing has a massive friction side. And we just move that into the back here, fold that up a bit, and get it on there. There we go. Now this is just secured with two Type-C pins. You may want to push these bars back a little. They may slide forward and go into their clearance, where they will not really engage with your bolt connector. You see a pattern here? Only the pins with the gray filament are not really fitting all that well. Curious. But I'm also seeing that they have pretty severe elephant's foot. Like, that is more than usual. Got squeezed into the build plate. Yeah, so that should move smoothly and not be too loud. A bit of friction down here I'm still noticing, so I'm gonna lubricate that just a little. That's better. So, and when you fold that down, that should, of course, lock and not move up that easily. So, that is all good so far. Right, next, take the three last big reinforcement bars. 2 pins, Type A. Put them in there and put them up here. Then we take the front bit, slide that on. one type A pin and one type B pin. We can also install the mag release. There's a little slot, like right here. That is where this thing goes into. So just stick that into that slot. It should already fall into the hole for pin B. And go in there. That's the mag well done. We are also going to install these right now. So these always point like inside the half holes. These don't need to hold that much. That's just for the muzzle cap. So they're kind of thinned, and yeah, this is just for space savings. This thing is mainly made for looks and emotional response rather than, yeah, I don't know, like being really stable up front. But that doesn't matter, it's stable enough, so why would I add more material than needed? Okay. Then pin B, pin A. Now, my favorite part of all this, we're gonna add the string. Whoop, get a good length, and I'm just gonna do this, tie a single knot back here, tie another, but not as tight. That is not very tight. So I'm gonna open that up again. Give it a good pull. Then hold these ends and see if I can prime it like this. Nope, not quite like this. Yeah, there we go. Good, that seems near the max. So I'm gonna tie that up really tightly. Cut the ends. Flame it off. Tuck these ends into here. There's a little box-shaped recess there. That should be able to hold them. Like that. Then you take the muzzle insert, put that on here, clip that in. Pin B, pin A. Take the grip stock assembly, put that on. This is not gonna fit well because it's the damn silver filament. And that is your Pike. I hope you have fun with it.